Fluency English podcast. You can speak fluency and confidently.
Welcome to Fluency English Podcast. Okay, so quick question for you, and I need total honesty here. How many times this week did your brain just completely freeze up when someone asked you a simple question in English?
Oh, I know that feeling so well. It's that moment where, internally you're absolutely ready. The answer is right there, perfectly formed, but then you try to switch to English and nothing, just silence.
Silence, or even worse, my brain becomes a smartphone on, 5% battery.
Right?
Yeah. It's technically still working, but it's so dramatic, it's slow, it's overheating, and if someone asks for anything complex, the whole system just crashes.
That low battery analogy is absolutely spot on. We've all been there. You have the idea, you have the intention, but your mouth has suddenly forgotten how to form the words. It's that agonizing pause.
Yes, the content loading phase.
Exactly.
And you can almost feel the other person thinking, is he okay? Can I ask something weird?
And all you're trying to do is remember the word for coffee. It's that silent panic.
It is. It's a genuine panic.
It is. It's the feeling that your thoughts are just sprinting ahead, but your English words are caught in the most enormous traffic jam. They are completely stuck in traffic.
Ooh, stuck in traffic. I love that. That is the perfect way to describe it.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, because the communication channels are just completely congested. And then the really soul-crushing part is 2 hours later, you're doing something totally random, and that perfect, eloquent 5-star reply just pops into your head.
Yes!
And you just stare into space and think, where were you when I needed you?
That is the absolute definition of frustration, and it leads people to think, I'm not smart enough or my English is terrible. But I really want to say to everyone listening right now, if you feel that, if you feel slow or embarrassed, you're not weird, you're human.
Not weird at all.
It's just a very common cognitive glitch.
You just need a better operating system for those high-pressure conversations. And that's what we're going to do today. We're giving you the cheat codes.
Exactly. So please relax. You don't have to be perfect. This whole deep dive is for the B1 learner. We're focusing on simple, slow, natural English, the kind that actually gets you understood.
Our mission is to take all these great sources, the strategies, the research, and just synthesize them into actionable steps, stuff you can actually use.
We're going to focus on real-life application, connection over textbook rules, which I know makes you very happy.
It does.
We'll talk about anticipating, buying time, simplifying things, and please don't worry about catching every single word.
No dictionary battles today. Just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Borrow the lauds you like and let your English just sort of absorb the patterns.
And then at the very end, we'll do our calm word tour to make sure those key phrases really stick with you.
Okay, let's unpack this. So we have to start with the big question. Why does thinking fast even matter in a conversation?
It matters because of what you could call conversation velocity.
Velocity.
Think of a conversation like a river. It's always moving, it's flowing, and it really doesn't wait for you. If you pause for too long, say 4 or 5 seconds, trying to build that perfect sentence, the moment just floats past you.
And you're left on the riverbank shouting, wait, I had a great idea.
Yeah.
But everyone's already downstream talking about something else.
Precisely. And that leads to the second reason it matters, which is a bit unfair, really. It's perception.
Perception. So how other people see you.
Right. People instinctively perceive quick, smooth answers as confidence. Even if the answer is simple, I had a quiet weekend, thanks. The speed communicates assurance. If you freeze, you might look unsure.
It's a total injustice, but I see it.
Yeah.
Your brain can be full of incredible ideas, but your mouth is just buffering.
Buffering, yes. It's like your Wi-Fi just drops out at the worst possible moment.
Exactly. And then 5 minutes later, when the pressure's gone, it comes roaring back online for a conversation that's already over.
We have to cut that buffering time.
And to do that, we need to talk about the biggest misconception that traps B1 learners.
And what's that?
The idea that thinking fast means speaking fast.
Oh, that is such a crucial distinction.
It's not the same thing at all.
Not at all. We've said it before. Fast speech without clarity is just noise.
Just noise. It's like you're driving a sports car, but you have no map. You're just making a lot of sound, but you're not going anywhere useful.
Exactly. Clarity is the map. Clarity lets you get your point across, even with simple B1 words.
The goal is understood English, not perfect English.
Not perfect English. If we can agree on that, we are definitely on the same page.
Okay, on the same page.
Yeah.
So now that we get why it's important, let's get into the scary part. The real reasons we freeze.
Right, the 4 traps that the sources really highlight, because once you can name them, you can start to dismantle them.
Right. Hit me with number 1.
Challenge 1 is the perfect sentence trap, or, overthinking.
The number 1 enemy of fluency.
It really is. Your brain doesn't just want an answer. It demands a 5-star sentence. Perfect grammar, perfect accent, perfect timing, all at once.
It's like you're trying to edit a text 5 times before you hit send, but you don't get a delete button in a real conversation.
And what does all that perfectionism create?
Hesitation.
Hesitation, that visible, painful pause.
Oh.
And you're trying to juggle 10 things at once, and you just drop everything.
And as soon as that hesitation shows up, it invites its little friend.
Fear.
Fear. Challenge number 2. Fear of mistakes.
Yes. The moment you pause, that little voice in your head just starts screaming, uh-oh, don't say the wrong thing, you sound silly.
And that fear is a fluency killer, because when you're scared, you play it safe.
You do. You use the same boring words you learned 5 years ago. You don't risk using that new vocabulary.
Your language shrinks.
It shrinks, and your expression is so limited. And if you combine that fear with the stress of, being in the spotlight,
You get the next block.
Challenge 3, mental blocks. The full freeze.
This is when someone asks you something super simple, like, what's your favorite hobby? And your mind just goes blank.
Completely blank. You forget what a hobby is.
You forget what food is. It's like your brain's hard drive just encrypted itself.
The sources call this the spotlight effect. When all the attention is on you, the cognitive load is just too much. Your thoughts scatter and hide behind the curtain.
The spotlight effect is definitely real, but sometimes it's not fear. It's just the process is stuck.
And that brings us to our final challenge, number 4. The language barrier, specifically the word delay problem.
The messy drawer problem.
Exactly. You know the idea, you have the feeling, but the specific English word just doesn't arrive on time.
Your brain is just rummaging through this junk drawer looking for that one word it knows is in there somewhere.
Or I like the analogy of the shy cat under the sofa.
The shy cat.
Yes, you're calling it, come here word, please come out. But it just refuses to move from your passive vocabulary into your active speaking.
And that's often because of the translation trap, right? You're trying to translate from your native language word for word.
Yes, and that is the enemy of fluency. It adds an extra slow step that just kills the conversation velocity.
So the goal is to think in English, not translate to English.
That's the goal.
Okay. So we've got the problems. Perfectionism, fear, the spotlight, and word delay. The good news is the solutions are all connected too.
They are. We're moving from the why to the how, and the very first strategy is the most important one.
Actionable tip number 1, stay calm under pressure. I call it the restart button.
It sounds so simple, but it is absolutely key. It's science, really. When you hesitate, your body interprets the situation as a threat. It goes into fight or flight mode.
The evolutionary response, like you're being chased by a lion.
Precisely. Or you're being asked about the quarterly report. To your nervous system, it can feel the same.
Right.
And in that panic state, the sophisticated parts of your brain, the parts for language and complex thought, they just get shut down. Your brain says, language is not a priority right now.
I've seen it happen. A student of mine was so nervous he couldn't remember the word for blue. His brain had just left the chat.
It's happened to me too. In a big presentation, my mind went completely blank. All I could hear was my own heartbeat.
So what did you do when the system crashed?
I used the immediate biological solution. I took one single, slow, deep breath.
Ah, the restart.
It broke the panic cycle. It's like telling your brain, we are not in danger. You can turn the language centers back on now.
That breath is the ultimate time filler. It's Control-Alt-Delete for your nerves.
It is. So the rule is calm first, then English. Once you're out of emergency mode, the other strategies can actually work.
I'm ready. If step 1 is don't panic, what's step 2?
Step 2 is all about preparation and time management. We need to anticipate responses, learn to buy time, and simplify our sentence structure.
Okay, let's start with anticipation. You're saying we need to build a little path for our brain.
A little path, exactly. It means preparing simple answers for the common questions you know are coming.
Like, where are you from? Or how was your weekend?
Yes, it's like putting your shoes near the door the night before. A tiny bit of preparation creates so much peace of mind.
For sure. Because if you don't, a surprise question feels like someone just throwing a ball at your face and yelling, catch.
You're completely caught off guard. So have a simple 2-sentence answer ready for those basic questions. Nothing complicated.
So instead of trying to perfectly describe my job, I could just have something like, I write scripts for a podcast. I really enjoy the creative part. Done.
That's the power of it. It relaxes the whole system. But of course, what if the question is truly unexpected?
That's where the time fillers come in, the pause pillow.
The pause pillow, I like that.
Yeah.
Yes, these are phrases that help you buy time. They create a mental buffer so the conversation doesn't just stop silently.
Okay, give us some good B1 examples that don't just sound like,
Of course. Instead of silence, you can say, that's a great question.
Okay.
Or, I've never really thought about that before. Or even, let me just gather my thoughts for a second.
Now, I have to ask, doesn't that make you sound like you don't know the answer? Like you're just delaying?
That's a valid concern, but native speakers use fillers all the time. The key is the tone. If you say, that's a fascinating perspective, let me see. You sound reflective and thoughtful, not unprepared.
Okay, so it's about the delivery. Reflective, not unprepared. I like that. And you have to stop that inner voice that's just yelling, hurry up, spit it out.
Be kind to your brain. Let the words arrive. Now, if you want a technique that buys time and makes you sound like a fantastic listener, you use paraphrasing.
Paraphrasing. This is the magic trick. It's a game changer in meetings.
It is. It's where you gently echo the main idea of the question back to the speaker. So if they asked, what do you think about the environmental implications of the new policy?
Whoa, that's a tough one.
It is. So instead of freezing, you calmly say, the environmental implications? Yes, that's a really important aspect to consider.
And while you're saying that, your brain gets a little warm-up lap. The wheels start turning.
Exactly. And at the same time, you're showing the other person that you are really listening. You're confirming you're both on the same page.
It's a total win-win. You buy time and you build connection.
And once you've bought yourself those few seconds, the final part of this tip kicks in. Simple instructions.
This is my favorite part. Connection over perfection. People freeze because they're trying to carry 10 shopping bags at once.
And then everything comes crashing down. So the solution is to carry one bag at a time.
Use short, clear, simple sentences.
Because simple doesn't sound childish. Simple sounds confident.
Yes. It sounds confident because your delivery is strong and steady. There are fewer places for your grammar to trip you up.
So let's give the listeners some frames they can practice. For an opinion, instead of a long sentence, just say, I think A because B.
I think the project is great because it saves time. Simple. Clear.
For preference, I prefer A. The main reason is B.
I prefer working in the morning. The main reason is the office is quiet. 2 short sentences. Perfect.
These frames take the pressure off. You just have to fill in the blanks, not build the whole house from scratch.
And when your mind is calm and your structure is simple, you're ready for the last and maybe most important skill.
Actionable tip. Tip 3. Listen deeply and train spontaneity.
Let's start with listening. You can't reply if you didn't really hear the question. We're often so busy planning our answer that we don't listen.
It's so true. Active listening gives you better ingredients for your response. You don't have to invent from nothing. You're just responding to what's already there.
It's like cooking. If you don't listen, you're staring at an empty pan. You have to panic and invent the whole meal.
A great tip from the sources is to listen for the feeling behind the words, not just the facts.
I love that. So if your colleague sounds exhausted, you don't have to comment on their project. You can just say, wow, that sounds like a long day.
Exactly. It's human, it's fluent, and it keeps the connection.
And once you're really listening, you can move on to the fun part. Training your brain to think on its feet.
This is where improvisation training comes in. We call it improv.
The goal is to be spontaneous, to get your mouth moving before your brain's perfectionist sensor can shut it down.
We want to teach you that a small mistake is fine. Stopping the flow is the bigger problem. Improv builds momentum.
So how do we actually practice this?
We use speaking games. The only rule is no pausing and no overthinking.
I'm in.
Okay. Exercise 1, word association. I say a word, you immediately say the first related word that comes to mind. Ready.
Ready.
Mountain. Snow.
Coffee.
Salary.
Taxes.
Taxes. Perfect. You see, you are focused on speed, not perfection. You're training your brain to react quickly, to think on its feet.
That actually feels really good. It just bypasses the overthinking part completely.
What's the next exercise? Exercise 2 is the 30-second storytelling challenge. You kick a random object, a key, a cloud, and you have to talk about it for 30 seconds without stopping.
That sounds tough.
It is, but it forces you to use fillers and simple sentences naturally. If you forget a word, you have to find another way to say it and just keep going.
So you train yourself to survive mistakes.
Exactly. You prove to your brain that you can keep the conversation alive even when it's not perfect.
Because quick thinking is not a born ability, It's a trainable skill.
It's a muscle. And these exercises are how you train it.
Amazing. We've covered calming down, preparing, buying time, simplifying, and now improv.
I think that covers our deep dive into the strategies. Shall we move on to our calming word tour to lock in the key phrases?
Let's do it. Welcome to the Word Tour, where we make sure the best phrases stay in your English.
Let's begin with phrase 1, stuck in traffic.
We use this one right at the start.
We did. It means you're unable to move or progress. We used it metaphorically, of course, for thoughts. My words are stuck in traffic when I'm nervous.
It's a great visual for that feeling.
Be phrase 2, on the same page.
This one is so useful for work. It just means you agree or you understand each other.
That's right. For example, I think we're on the same page about practicing every day.
Definitely.
And phrase 3, buy time.
The rescue tool. To buy time means creating a few seconds for yourself to think without making things awkward.
Exactly. You can use a filler phrase to do it. I said, that's a great question, to buy some time to think.
Okay, now for some of the B1 vocabulary we use today, let's start with perceive.
To perceive something is to notice or understand it. For example, people perceive quick answers as confidence.
And the thing we need to get rid of, a misconception.
A misconception is simply a wrong idea or a false belief. The biggest misconception is that you have to speak fast to be fluent.
What we want to avoid, hesitation.
Hesitation is that pause you take when you feel unsure. We want to replace panicked hesitation with controlled pauses using our fillers.
And the skill we're building, to think on your feet.
To think on your feet means to respond quickly and spontaneously without preparation. It's really the heart of fluency.
Perfect. That gives everyone a really solid toolkit to take away.
It does.
Wow, that was a deep dive. We learned that freezing is a biological response, not a language failure.
And that the solution is to stay calm, prepare a little, buy time, and keep your sentences simple.
And most importantly, that quick thinking is a skill you can train.
Yes. Just focus on small, specific practice. One new habit is enough to build big confidence.
So here is your tiny specific homework challenge for this week. Pick one moment where you usually freeze in English.
Maybe it's when someone asks, what do you do?
And just practice one specific move.
Just one. Either take one slow breath before you answer, or use one time filler like, that's a great question.
Or use one simple sentence frame like, my opinion is.
Small action, big confidence.
And for everyone listening, tell us in the comments, which word or phrase from today's deep dive will you use this week? Maybe perceive or on the same page.
Even one simple sentence is perfect practice. Your progress continues long after this ends.
This has been David.
And this has been Lucy.
Guiding you through fast thinking and smart speaking. Thanks for joining us.
Goodbye, everyone. Go out there and be spontaneous.